The thundering sound of distant footsteps reverberates through the dense forest. Leaves tremble as the air thickens with the scent of ancient earth. Amidst the shadows of towering trees, a primitive tribe, Homo habilis, moves cautiously, their eyes darting around alert. Their survival depends not just on food, but on avoiding the mighty beasts that rule these forests. A growl echoes, sending the tribe into frantic action. The sun barely pierces through the thick canopy of trees as a Homo habilis warrior, lean and quick, creeps forward, gripping a stone-tipped spear. His tribe has faced the growing menace of the giant bears, massive creatures that have dominated the forests for generations. These colossal predators, their claws like daggers and jaws strong enough to crush bone, are not just animals to fear, but a force of nature, their dominance over the land absolute. In a clearing ahead, a mother and her young huddle near a fire, their eyes fixed on the flickering flames. Suddenly, the air grows still, ominously still. A low, guttural growl shakes the ground, sending tremors through the earth. The giant bear, nearly 3 times the size of the largest predators the tribe has encountered, steps out from the shadows. Its fur glistens with a wet sheen, the muscles of its shoulders rippling with each calculated movement. The tribe's leader, a wise and battle-scarred figure, signals to the others with a raised hand, then to his young apprentice. The boy, no older than 8 summers, has been trained to recognize the subtle cues of the forest. He tightens the grip on his makeshift bow, the string drawn taut, his heart pounding in his chest. A moment of silence. The giant bear's massive form blocks their path, and they know their survival hinges on a delicate decision. The warrior in the lead shifts his spear raised. Every muscle in his body is taut with anticipation. The creature's eyes lock onto his unblinking. The forest grows deathly quiet as the tribe holds their breath. Suddenly, the ground trembles again, and the war cry of a rival tribe rings through the air, followed by the rhythmic pounding of their feet. The conflict escalates as 2 forces collide, a desperate fight for survival. The tribe must face not only the threat of the giant bear, but the rival tribe's hunger for power and control over the sacred hunting grounds. In the chaos of the struggle, the Homo habilis leader spots the giant bear charging towards them. It is no longer just a fight for food, it's a fight for life. Every spear thrust, every movement of the tribe's warriors is now a desperate attempt to stay alive. The young apprentice, urged on by his mentor, takes aim, his arrow flying straight and true. The bear roars in pain, but does not falter. The battle rages, human against human, man against beast. But just when all hope seems lost, a new alliance is forged between the warring tribes, their survival depending on unity in the face of a common enemy. As the bear stumbles back, blood staining its fur, the warring tribes suddenly pause. The unspoken understanding ripples through them. A common threat is far greater than their own divisions. The tribe leader, covered in dirt and sweat, looks toward the rival tribe's chieftain, his eyes dark with both fear and defiance. With a swift gesture, he calls for unity. There is no time for hesitation. Together, they form a defensive line. Weapons raised, faces grim. The giant bear, its chest heaving with each breath, circles them, its massive form a living mountain of fury. Its eyes glimmer with primal intelligence, its growl echoing like thunder across the clearing. The very ground trembles with each step it takes, but the tribes hold firm, unyielding in the face of certain death. The rival tribe's warriors, now standing side by side with Homo habilis, nod to each other with a shared understanding, though their past animosities are far from forgotten. The giant bear roars again, the sound so loud it seems to shake the trees themselves. It charges the earth, cracking beneath its massive paws. The force of its movement is unstoppable. But the tribes, united in desperation, make their stand. Spears fly, arrows zip through the air, and firebrands are thrown. The beast, enraged, swipes at the warriors, its claws raking across stone and flesh alike. One of the Homo habilis warriors falls, his scream cut short by the beast's brutal attack. The others, undeterred, push forward. They fight as if their very lives depend on it. Because they do. The young apprentice, the boy who once trembled in the face of danger, now stands at the forefront, his hands steady as he pulls another arrow from his quiver. His eyes meet the chieftain's for just a moment, a silent affirmation. He draws his bow, aims, and releases. The arrow finds its mark right in the bear's eye. For a moment, time seems to freeze. The great beast pauses, its massive frame faltering. Then, with a howl of rage and pain, the bear crashes to the ground, its body shaking violently before it falls still. The clearing is eerily quiet. The tribes, breathless and exhausted, stand in stunned silence. The ground is littered with blood, both human and beast. The fire flickers, casting long shadows over the warriors and their fallen comrades. The chieftain of the rival tribe steps forward, his voice low but clear. We survived because we stood together. Today, we are united by blood. The Homo habilis leader nods solemnly, his eyes scanning the faces of the tribe now less divided, a bond forged in the heat of battle. The sun begins to set, casting a warm glow over the scene. The forest, once filled with tension and fear, now feels peaceful, as though the very land itself recognizes the tribe's strength and resilience. As the night approaches, the surviving members of both tribes gather around the fire, the soft murmurs of victory and loss filling the air. The young boy, still trembling from the fight, watches the flames dance. He knows that tomorrow they must leave the forest behind, seeking new lands, but for tonight they rest. Their survival and their unity has ensured their place in the ancient world. Tomorrow they will begin again, stronger and wiser, from the trials they have faced together. As the fire flickers and the last embers die down, the tribe shares a final quiet meal. The bond between them, formed by blood and fire, remains unbroken. And though the dangers of the forest may still loom large, the tribes now know that together they can face any threat, even the might of the giant bears that once ruled their world. As the night deepens, the forest around them grows still once more. The warriors and their families sleep in the shadows of the trees, their weary bodies resting after a day of unimaginable conflict. But even in sleep, the tribe knows that their journey is far from over. The morning light will soon reveal the path ahead. But for now, their survival is a triumph, a hard-earned victory that will echo in the days to come. By dawn, the tribe stirs, waking to the sounds of the forest as it begins its new day. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and the remnants of yesterday's battle. The young apprentice, still shaken from the violence he witnessed, stands at the edge of the clearing, his eyes fixed on the rising sun. His mind races with thoughts of the future, the challenges they will face as they leave the forest behind. The Homo habilis leader approaches the boy, placing a hand on his shoulder. "The forest will remember what we've done here," he says, his voice soft yet firm. "But now, we must remember the lessons we've learned. Unity is our strength. Never forget that." The boy nods, his grip tightening around his bow. He doesn't know what lies ahead, but he understands now that survival is more than just a battle against nature. It's about strength in numbers, in spirit, and in the will to endure. As the tribe gathers their belongings, and prepares to leave the ground beneath their feet, feels different. The forest, once a place of danger and uncertainty, has become a symbol of resilience. It is no longer a place to fear, but a chapter in their long journey. The giant bears are gone, at least for now, but the tribe knows they must continue moving onward toward new lands, new dangers, and new allies. The leader signals to the others, and they begin their journey. The sound of footsteps, once hesitant and uncertain, now moves with purpose. The tribes, bound by their shared ordeal, step out of the shadows of the past and into the unknown future. As they march forward, the boy looks back at the towering trees of the forest. One last time. He knows they will never return. The echoes of the past will remain behind them, but the bond they forged in battle will carry them forward, guiding them through whatever challenges lie ahead. And with that, the tribe moves into the unknown, their survival story written in the blood and fire of the forest.